Alright, I am heading home from class now, but I decided to go to a parking lot with shade because it's freaking hot today to finally talk about my experience transferring to USF Tampa. If you're new here, I am Kelly. I am a transfer junior at the University of South Florida here in the Tampa campus, and I am a marketing major. It says pre-marketing on my degree works, but I don't know what that means. Let me start off with some basic information you need to know about why I transferred and everything. So I'm originally from the Tampa area. I'm from this area. I decided to go to community college in Gainesville at Santa Fe Community College because I was thinking I wanted to transfer to UF. But I kind of didn't like the area, and it kind of really messed with my mental health. So I decided to come home, and coincidentally during that time, COVID kind of was starting to increase. I went home. I kept going back and forth going home a lot because things in my personal life were going on, and I wanted to come home. I had random roommates because I was living off campus. I didn't like my roommates, and then kind of COVID happening, and there was also a hurricane that happened. So I decided to go home, and when I was home, I was still doing community college through Santa Fe. I was just doing it online. So I've been online basically that whole time until I decided to also take classes at my regular community college closer to me. And I took in-person classes, but I didn't really attend, it was just just finish off my AA. So then I finally got my AA after such a hassle I also switched my major. So I was a pre-dental major, so I was doing biology things for that track to transfer with a biology degree or whatever. And I was also really involved in UF. I was in Filipino Student Association Club, and then I also kinda was in the other Asian organizations, and I was also in the pre-dental things I attended their meetings and everything, but didn't get that involved, just attended casually. So then I came home. I wasn't really involved, obviously. I finished with my AA, and I kind of did figure I just want to stay home, and USF is the closest university. It's literally so close to me. So I was okay, I'll transfer to USF. I didn't really have any thoughts about it. I was just okay, that's just what I'm gonna do. So that's the reason I decided to come to USF, because it's just closest to home, and I could commute, so it will be cheaper. I could stay at home. I just figured I just wanted to stay home, honestly. I don't know why that is. I thought when I went into college I'd want to go away or whatever, but then I'm an only child, and so having the roommate situation when I first moved away, and then I just wanted to be with my family because of the personal things that were going on at the time. I don't know, it's just so easy being home. Everything is around here. I guess you could say that's a pro of USF, because it's close to home, and there's so many things to do around the area, in Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete. It's all so close, really in driving vicinity, and there's so many things to do within each. So I would say that's a pro of being at USF, because I did not like the college town vibes, which is why I didn't like being in Gainesville, because I didn't like the college town. I was this is so constricting. There's nothing really to do. It's just swamp nature, which I'm not really into. I'm I guess you could say I'm a city girl or a suburb girl. Wait, what? Did that make sense? I'm what do you call that? I guess I'm just gonna call it a city girl because I don't know what other term there is. I mean, it's also whatever you make of it. I like to do other things. I want more food options. I like to diversify my food palette, and Gainesville, in a small college town, doesn't have that many options compared to being in a city. This video's all over the place, sorry. So then I transferred into USF. The process was super easy. It was not a big deal at all. You just apply online, you do your transcripts and everything, and it was super easy. And plus I also came in with my AA. I don't know how it is without that, if you're gonna transfer in without an AA. I don't know how the difference is for that. So for me, when I transferred in with my AA, it was super easy. It was almost a little bit hard because I had to figure stuff out with Santa Fe, but that was just kind of a personal thing. USF had their stuff already, and when I went to talk to them about help for that, what I was missing and whatever, they were really helpful. Honestly, the transferring process was so easy. Figuring out financial aid stuff was also really easy, and the person I talked to at financial aid was also really nice, so that kind of helps. Sometimes financial aid is everything The transfer process was so easy. So that is a pro for my personal experience. I think I heard maybe some other people had struggles. I'm not sure actually, because my cousin also transferred from community college to USF, and she said it was like a really easy transfer process. Scheduling with advisors could be hard because right now I guess I'm on like pre-marketing. Since I'm pre-marketing, I don't really have a specific advisor, so it's kind of easy for me at least, because I do it like before they get busy. To schedule out meetings with advisors, and they kind of some of the advisors were like, it looks like it seemed like they didn't really want to talk. So there was that. But I heard from my cousin that it was hard to get a meeting with her specific advisor because she has a specific one that she needs to talk to, I guess, and a lot of the time she's full. I have no idea. For me, pro, easy to schedule a advising appointment as long as you do it before it gets busy. So before class registration start, before, not in the beginning of the school year. Hopefully you like have your stuff, you know, gotta time it out, right? There's that. There's a pro, at least personally my pro. I also asked my cousin for like pros and cons on what she thought, and she said pro, it's like, it's a research school. I don't know what that means. If that's what you are into, then I guess it's a research school, but do your research. LOL. It's a flexible schedule. I would say it was not that easy. It was not easy trying to get into classes, registering for classes, because my thing crashed for like 3 hours. So I guess that could be a pro. I mean, a con, but like that happens with everybody. People are leaving campus right now. It's a clean campus and it's very modern. Some buildings are a little bit older looking, kind of remind me of like elementary school vibes, but for the most part, a lot of the buildings are really new, really pretty and nice. The greenery, the aesthetic is super nice, but that could be like any campus. Like some other different campuses, like UF is like more traditional, has like the brown stones, and that's like nice in its own aesthetic. This one's more of a modern aesthetic. That could be a pro. It's like cute. You know, it's a really nice school. It's clean. Like I never see trash really anywhere, even in the buildings, toilet paper, like even the bathrooms, they're like all clean that I've been into, I think. Again, it's in the Tampa area, so there is a lot of things to do. It's near a lot of things, and also job opportunities. I feel like since it is like in a city, you can find a lot of opportunities. And if you're a business student, business major, there's a lot of companies that work with USF. So say like Raymond James Stadium, things like that, which is where the Bucks play. Like we're near like really big sports teams here, Tampa. So we have like the Bucks team, the Tampa Bay Lightnings, and we also have the Rays baseball. If you're like looking into kind of sports stuff, USF does work with some companies and brands. Like they have a lot of connections since it is in the city, which could be really helpful when trying to find a job. And if you want to stay in the area and whatever, you could just stay in the city in Tampa. I guess a pro could be the weather. It's always warm. That could be a con too. Personally, for me, that is a con, which is why I thought back in the days I wanted to leave Florida, because it's literally too hot for me. Like right now it's March and it's 74 degrees outside. Like it's hot. Like I'm wearing a tank top. I was wearing like a sweatsuit matching set, but it's way too hot for that. If you want to get away from the cold seasonal depression vibes, then that is a pro to be here at USF, because also all the greenery, it's just like so vibrant. I think that's all the pros I have. There is a lot of clubs you can join to build a community, because I would say for a con, it is hard to find a community if you don't put yourself out there. You can't just attend classes and just like hope for the best. You have to like put yourself out there and try to find a community. I don't know how else to describe that. Good thing I just like live at home, so like honestly I really don't care. But you could join clubs. They have a lot of clubs. They have a lot of organizations, associations you could join. They have cultural groups. They have Greek life. Our Greek life is smaller, so it can be a little more selective process than compared to like a big school. There's a lot of professional groups, professional fraternities as well that you can try to be in. But I would also say a con, if you are looking into Greek life, as I said, our Greek life is smaller and not really a part of the culture, I would say, because there's not a lot of school spirit, which is also another con. There's not a lot of school spirit here at USF, really, as much compared to like an SEC school. I moved spots. I don't know if that'll help anything, because we don't have a football stadium here on campus. They are building one. I forget when that's projected to be, so that will add to the school spirit of it all and like USF pride. Another con, I think this adds on to like the school spirit thing. I feel feel like this is like a commuter school since it is in the city or like near other suburban towns, like really near the area. So this is like a commuter school, and there are other like branches of the USF campus. Like there's one in St. Pete and there's one in Sarasota. So a lot of people just commute to school. They don't really live on campus. Not many. There are a lot of people who do like live in the area and like live here. Compared to like other schools, USF does have like a high commuter, people who aren't really on campus all the time, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that made sense. Yeah, so our Greek life is really small, so it could be harder to get into because they only could have a certain number of members, and also the houses are really small, which is another reason, I'm pretty sure, is the reason that they can't have too many members. Their houses are really small. Like Greek Village is like kind of smallish area of the campus. And another con, I would say, and this could be a pro or con, like this is a big campus, but everything is super spread out. To get to one section of the school, you have to like cross kind of like a far walk. My camera overheated, so I don't even know where I was at. Parking, I would say it's mid. It's not the worst I've seen, because when as I said, like when I went to Gainesville, I was involved with like UF stuff, and it was hard to find parking there. Like they have very minimal parking, but that's also because it's a college town. And this, I would say, since it's like a big school and like in the area, and they know a lot of people are commuter students, they should have better parking. Their parking is mid. You have to come at the right time, and my tip for that is like don't come too early. Like you can, but specifically come in between when you know like classes are kind of gonna get out, so you could get parking right away, or you know people are leaving. And specific areas, I would say, are more so like a lot of the time where people park for classes specifically. So like say here, and I'm parked outside of the Youngling Center. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know, but it's like a right across the business building and like kind of near other things. So I would say most of the time people who park here are people who have classes in there. So during like say like a 3:15 or 3:30, those are kind of times classes would get out, or like 3:45, like 15 at the 15 mark, at the 20 mark, sometimes at the 30 mark, 45 mark of like the hour. Those are the times people will be leaving, going out to leave. So those times would be like the perfect time to come in. And you see like a lot of cars keep coming past me now because it's like 3:15, or like kind of between, or like a little bit earlier than that time, because some like classes get out earlier than their out time. I would recommend coming during those times so you could get parking faster, and so you're not just like circling around, wandering, waiting. I would say parking's mid. It's not a pro, it's not a con. You know, it could be better, but like it's not so bad if you know the tips and tricks. And those are my things. And like since I figured out when to come for parking, I'm not waiting like 20 minutes going around looking for parking, because I know when to get it, when to find it, when to come. I would say the area not really safe as like to like walking distance. So this is why like I say it's kind of like a commuter school, because even if you live in the area, I would say for the most part it's low-key not that safe to walk around in. Like there is a lot of traffic and a lot of cars you have to walk through. Again, it's kind of hot, so it's not really like a walking distance type of college. Not really. It can be, but it's kind of more so inconvenient. So I would say you kind of need to have your car if you go to USF, which again could be a con. I personally like it. I don't really like walking around much, especially kind of in the area. I wouldn't want to really walk around the area much, and I think I heard it's like it's not that safe to walk around in the area. Like on campus it's pretty safe, but like outside of campus it could be a little sketchy. That's really it. Overall, my transfer experience has been good, but it could be what you make of it. Like I'm not really trying to be that involved. Like I thought I wanted to be like super involved with like campus life and everything, but then I kind of reevaluated like the things that I want to do in life, and I feel like currently I'm not really into like social gatherings that much. I kind of want to, you know, work on things that will like help me like for the future, like this, like YouTube. I want to just be able to have time to edit and produce content and post it, so that for like the future long term, like I want to kind of do content creating or like things for like Instagram and things like that. And if I was super involved in like campus life, that would get in the way. Like it could add content, but it could also add on to stress. So it could be whatever you make of it. I've seen some other people that transferred in and got super involved and are in Greek life and everything, and they're living their best life. So even if you transfer in, you could still like have a good experience, even though it might be a little bit harder since it is like a big school and also not so much school spirit. It could be be a little bit harder, but it's not impossible. Slay! I kind of killed that. So overall, my transfer experience is, I would say 10 out of 10, but I feel like that's like a perfect score. And you know, not everything's perfect. So I would say it's like it's fine. Like I have no thoughts. Like I don't hate it. I don't hate it. That's all that really matters. I'm not hating it here. Like I'm chilling. I'm having a decent time. I'm having a good time, you could say. That is my transfer experience. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy that, if you want to see more college/USF content, I will be posting more of that here on this channel, so make sure you subscribe. And also I do post that type of content as well on my Instagram, which it's Kelly David. I also have all my links down in the description bar, so if you want to follow me on anything, go for it. I'm gonna go home now, and it's gonna be traffic because people keep freaking leaving, and so that's gonna be a pain. So I guess that is kind of a con. Again, thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace out. Bye.